Alright, let's see if I actually appear correctly this time. Drum roll, please. And no, from the looks of hold on, maybe I just gotta boop. Alright, yeah, there we go. Alright. What's up, booners, tuners, and gooners? How are you this lovely afternoon? Wait, no, evening. It's 7. How are you this lovely evening? Great, I hope. I'm not gonna lie. After last night's stream, I said I would sob myself to sleep, but I just went to go watch Marvel shows. I spent the rest of that day working. Well, I guess today, I spent the rest of today working. And then comatose immediately after that. I slept until exactly 7:25. Finished work at like 1. But anyway, other than that, I think we're gonna start off the same as usual. We'll find a good little video we can react to. You know, should we react to more Rev? Or nah? That's what anomalies found in the YouTube algorithm. Dude, I remember I did talk about this yesterday. You guys hear about what happened with Newish, like the Overwatch streamer? That crushed my heart. I used to think he was so cool, but now it's just like, oh, come on, man. It's like we like all the bad ones, but by we I mean me. It's terrible. Ooh, hold on. I think I found a suitable video for today. It's by the channel Don't Look at Me, and it's called 3 Disturbing Unsolved Mysteries. Is that something we're fucking with, chat? Are we vibing with this? Or unsolved mystery? I'm not gonna lie. I've been scouring and exploring Roblox just a tiny bit, and Blue Lock Rivals is kind of a goated game. Never let anyone know this. I will forever publicly hate on it as long as Kaiser exists and any LA Soggy. They bring out the worst in me. It's like it gets to a point where you're just staring at your screen, a white rage washing over you. You don't even know what you're supposed to do anymore. It's borderline traumatizing, really. We should actually just that's what we're gonna do tomorrow. That'd be hilarious. We just stream nothing but Blue Lock Rivals for 4 hours. I think I'd lose my mind. Anyway, I think this video pulled up. I've been yapping for about nothing for too long. Okay, are we here? Hopefully this is still set up correctly. And no, it's not. Okay. Hold on. I clicked the wrong one. Oop. There we go. Let's shrink me down a little bit so we can see, of course. Actually, let me stop my music first. And then we'll go right back to it. Yep. Okay. Now let's see what we're working with. Ooh, we're starting off with a nice little music already? Hold on. Cowden family?
The disappearance of the Cowden family began on Labor Day weekend in 19...
You know what? Starting off with a disappearance, it's only fitting.
74. Richard, 28, his
That's
wife
loud enough, right?
22, their
Yeah,
son
sure.
David, 5, and their infant daughter Melissa, just 5 months old, set out.
Oh no, poor David and Melissa, I guess. But poor David. He was only 5. I don't think Melissa was old enough to comprehend what was happening. That's why I feel bad for David. He's still a kid, but he's old enough to know what's going on. Just a tiny bit.
Out for what was supposed to be a relaxing camping trip in the Siskiyou Mountains near Copper, Oregon.
Oh. By the way, if it sounds like my mouth is full while I'm talking, it's because it is. I'm currently eating my food. I have not eaten all day. And I'm so hungry, dog.
Little did they know that this spontaneous getaway would lead to one of Oregon's most baffling unsolved mysteries.
Oh, they're in
The
Oregon?
decision to
Boo.
go camping was a last-minute change of plans. Initially, Richard had intended to spend the long weekend working on their home's driveway, planning to haul gravel for the project. However, fate intervened.
Have you guys ever been like hauling gravel? Yo, that shit is heavy, dude. I may have little noodle arms, but that shit is heavy, dog. It's like I remember I was carrying it over my shoulder. And I got some weird stares. And it was like, what are you trying to do? Throw your back out? And I'm like, please let me use the cart. And they laughed at me and had me keep carrying it over my shoulder. It's terrible.
When the truck he planned to use for this task unexpectedly broke down. This led the family to opt for a
I know I keep pausing, and we're not even listening to the story anymore. Why is this guy? Why does he look like Andrew Garfield? Am I tripping?
camping trip instead. On Friday, August 30th, 1974, the family packed up their 1956 Ford pickup truck and headed to the Rogue River National Forest campground, just outside the town limits of Copper, Oregon. This area was not unfamiliar to them. In fact, it held a special significance as Belinda's mother, Ruth Grayson, lived nearby, less than a mile from the campground. The family had planned to visit her.
I guess, should I edit the stream to be like, since we're not technically playing clap, yeah, can I be like reaction, or just chatting? I'll put on just chatting right now since, yeah, we'll toss on the just chatting.
For dinner,
because that's what we're doing. We're just chatting.
After the camping trip. The campsite chosen was situated near Carberry Creek. Richard, a former sergeant in the United States Air Force, had transitioned to civilian life and was working as a log truck driver. Belinda, a full-time stay-at-home mom, was devoted to caring for their young children. The family brought along their basset hound named Droopy to complete their outdoor getaway.
They look a pretty, like, evenly sorted family.
The first day and a half of their camping trip seemed to pass without incident. However, it was the events of Sunday, September 1st, 1974, that would become the focus of intense scrutiny and speculation for years to come. On that Sunday morning at approximately 9 a.m., Richard and his 5-year-old son David were seen at the Copper General Store. This small local establishment served as a hub for campers and residents alike. Richard and David had walked to the store with a simple purpose: to purchase a quart of milk. This mundane errand, something countless families do without a second thought, would become the last confirmed sighting of any member of the Cowden family.
Oh, so they just poofed Danny Phantom. Okay. This is getting interesting.
Witnesses at the store later reported that Richard and David appeared normal and in good spirits. There was nothing to suggest that anything was amiss or that they were under any kind of duress. After making their purchase, the father and son were observed walking back toward their campground. This brief interaction at the store would later become a crucial piece of evidence in the investigation. As the day progressed, there were no reports of unusual activities or disturbances in the area. The campground likely bustling with
does he not look like Andrew Garfield? Okay, let's keep going.
Continued its normal routines. Unbeknownst to anyone, sometime after Richard and David's return from the store, the entire Cowden family vanished without a trace. The first indication that something was wrong came later that evening. The Cowdens had made plans to have dinner with Belinda's mother before heading back to their home in White City. When the family failed to arrive, Ruth became increasingly worried. The close proximity of her home to the campground, less than a mile, made their absence all the more perplexing. Concerned for her daughter and her family's well-being, Ruth decided to drive to the campground campground to check on them. What she discovered upon arrival would set in motion one of the
First,
largest missing persons search.
First of all, W moms. You realize someone's supposed to be somewhere and they're not there, and the first thing you do is go to look for them. W moms.
In Oregon's history. As she approached the Cowdens campsite, she was met with an eerie and unsettling scene. The family's truck was still parked where they had left it, on Carberry Creek Road, a short distance from the actual campground. This initial observation might have provided a moment of relief, suggesting the family was still in the area. However, as she drew closer to the campsite itself, the signs of abandonment became apparent. The campsite seemed almost frozen, so to speak, as if the family had simply vanished mid-activity. On a picnic table, Ruth found Belinda's purse, seemingly with all of its contents. Next to it sat the half-full milk container that Richard and David had purchased earlier that morning from the Copper General store. This detail would later become significant, as it suggested that the family had returned to the campsite after their morning errand.
Dude, what if they got blipped? What if it was the snap of a finger and they just faded away?
Near the table, a plastic dishpan full of cold water lay on the ground. The camp stove had been assembled and was ready for use, indicating that the family had been in the midst of their camping activities when they disappeared. Further adding to the mystery, Richard's expensive wristwatch and wallet were found lying on the ground near the campsite. The wallet still contained about $100 in today's value. This discovery immediately ruled out robbery as a motive, deepening the puzzle of their disappearance.
Okay.
Other personal items were scattered around the site, each piece adding to the picture. An open pack of cigarettes, identified as the brand Belinda smoked, was found nearby. The family's clothing was still in the truck, with only their bathing suits missing, suggesting they might have gone for a swim. The presence of a diaper bag and other baby items indicated that the family had been well prepared for their trip with their infant daughter. Everything at the campsite pointed to a sudden and unexpected departure, but there were no signs of a struggle or any indication of what might have prompted the family to leave.
No footprints, no trails, no nothing. You know, if I wasn't mistaken, this almost sounds like the perfect crime. No witnesses because you're in the forest. No evidence because everything is exactly how it's supposed to be, just without the people. If I were to, whisk someone away, or just disappear them, I think I'd do it exactly like this. I'd wait till they go out on a family outing, somewhere private and deserted, and then I'll just grab them all when they least suspect it. Just poof, away with the wind.
Leave. Ruth Grayson, faced with this predicament, waited at the campsite for approximately an hour, hoping that the family would return. As time passed and there was no sign of anyone, her concern turned to alarm. Unable to make sense of the situation and fearing the worst, she made the decision to leave the campground and notify the authorities. The response
Okay, I was gonna say, why didn't you call the police? But she did. Okay.
from law enforcement was swift. The local sheriff, state troopers, and the District 3 office of the Oregon State Police arrived at the scene to begin their investigation. However, the lack of obvious signs of foul play initially hampered the urgency of the response. Lieutenant Mark Kazar, who would later head the case, admitted that the investigation had been delayed for maybe a day because there was no clear indication that anything violent had occurred at the campsite. State Trooper Erickson was
I think it would be much more alarming nowadays if an entire family just would vanished without any signs of struggle than if there were. But I guess it isn't today, so it's fine.
later quoted saying, "That camp was spooky. Even the milk was still on the table." The search continued until nightfall, with officers combing the immediate area for any clues or signs of the missing family.
You waited
As
too
darkness
long.
fell and visibility became too poor to continue, the initial search was suspended until the following morning. The next day, September 2nd, brought a small but significant development. The Cowdens' pet dog was found scratching at the front door of the Copper General store.
Okay.
The dog's appearance raised more questions than answers. How had Droopy become separated from the family? And why had the dog returned to the last place it had seen Richard and David rather than staying at the campsite? The discovery of Droopy alive and unharmed provided a glimmer of hope that the Cowdens might also be found safe. As news of the disappearance
That dog not look spooky? Like, is that dog not look like a little creepy? Am I tweaking? I mean, I guess it fits his name. He looks droopy. Not real. Anyway.
Spread, it captured the attention of the local community and soon made headlines across the state. The idea of an entire family vanishing without a trace from a popular camping area was both frightening and fascinating to the public. It touched on primal fears of the dangers that might lurk in the wilderness and the vulnerability of families in isolated areas. Ground teams combed through 25 miles of roads and trails surrounding the campsite. Helicopters and planes equipped with infrared imaging technology flew over the area, hoping to detect any signs of recent disturbances in the soil or hidden remains. Creeks and other bodies of water were examined to rule out the possibility of accidental drowning. As days turned into weeks with no sign of the family, the investigation broadened. Law enforcement conducted over 150 interviews with individuals who might have information related to the case. A reward equivalent to over $12,000 today was offered for information leading to the family's whereabouts. The disappearance of the Cowdens occurred during a time when several other women had gone missing.
This has no significant value, what I'm about to say. I don't like her smile. It scares me.
In Washington and Oregon. Initially, investigators explored possible connections between these cases and the family's disappearance.
Okay.
However, these other disappearances were later linked to a particular serial killer and no connection to the Cowden case was established. The lack of progress in the case frustrated many, leading to a petition signed by over 200 citizens requesting that the FBI take over the investigation. However, this request was denied on the grounds that there was, quote, no evidence that the Cowdens had been kidnapped or taken across state lines, which would have been necessary for FBI jurisdiction. As weeks turned into months, the official search was scaled back, but friends and relatives of the family continued to spend their weekends and vacation time searching the area, clinging to the hope of finding answers. 7 months after their mysterious
7 months?
The fate of Richard, Belinda,
7 months. Oh, so these like permanently disappear. Like they didn't even find a body. That's insane. Like I said, it also sounds like the perfect crime.
David and Melissa Cowden was finally revealed. On April 12, 1975,
never mind.
2 gold prospectors from Forest Grove, Oregon were hiking through the rugged terrain near Carberry Creek, approximately 7 miles from the Cowdens' original campsite. As they made their way along a steep hillside, they stumbled upon a horrifying sight that would change the course of the investigation. The first body they discovered was that of an adult male, later identified as Richard Cowden. His remains were found in a disturbing position, tied to a tree on the hillside. This scene immediately suggested foul play and
perfect crime. What did I tell you?
Ruled out any lingering hopes that the family's disappearance might have been voluntary or accidental. Approximately 100 feet away from Richard's body, the prospectors made an even more chilling discovery. Hidden beneath a rock outcropping on the hillside was a small cave. Inside this chamber, they found the remains of an adult female, a young child, and an infant. These bodies would later be confirmed as those of Belinda, 5-year-old David, and 5-month-old Melissa. The cave entrance had been carefully sealed with rocks, indicating a deliberate attempt to conceal the bodies and delay their discovery. Upon the discovery, the prospectors immediately alerted the authorities. The Oregon State Police, Jackson County Sheriff's Office, and other relevant agencies quickly mobilized to secure and process the crime scene. Former Detective Richard Davis described the moment he received the call about the discovery. Right then, I mobilized everyone I can get. I need help. I'm one man. I can't search the forest. I need help, he recalled in a 2020 interview. The crime scene presented unique challenges for investigators. The remote location, coupled with the 7 months that had elapsed since the family's disappearance, meant that much of the physical evidence had been exposed to the elements. This exposure potentially destroyed or degraded crucial clues that might have helped identify the perpetrator or shed light on the sequence of events leading to the family's deaths. Despite these challenges, law enforcement meticulously combed the area for evidence. Davis later recounted that they bagged everything up down to the mineral soil. The autopsies of the family members revealed the brutal details of their deaths. Belinda and 5-year-old David had both died from .22 caliber gunshot wounds to the head. The fate of baby Melissa was even more heartbreaking. The autopsy revealed that the 5-month-old had died from severe blunt force trauma to the head. This brutal act against an infant added an even more disturbing dimension to an already horrific crime. The cause of Richard's death proved more difficult to determine. Due to the advanced state of decomposition, medical examiners were unable to conclusively establish how he died. However, the fact that his body was found tied to a tree strongly suggested that he had met a violent end, possibly after witnessing the murders of his family or in an attempt to protect them. One of the most crucial pieces of evidence recovered from the scene was a single bullet identified as belonging to a Marlin-manufactured rifle. This discovery was both promising and frustrating for investigators. While it provided a potential link to the murder weapon, the absence of the firearm itself left a significant gap in the evidence. The location.
All I want to say is I'm always right. I said the perfect crime, and it was the perfect crime. I bet we're going to go on. This evidence is going to lead nowhere. There's going to be no traces back to the actual murderer. And it's just going to be a terribly sad event for everyone involved.
Where the bodies were found raised additional questions. At approximately 7 miles from the family's campsite, it was far enough to suggest that the Cowdens had either been led or forcibly taken to this remote spot. The discovery of the bodies also shed new light on earlier search efforts. A volunteer who had participated in the initial search reported that he had actually been to the location where the bodies were eventually found. However, he stated that at the time of his search, the small cave had been empty. This information, if accurate, suggests the possibility that the bodies were moved or concealed sometime after the initial disappearance, adding another layer of complexity to the timeline of events. In the days and weeks following the discovery,
the likelihood that there was someone who probably aided with the search who did the crime, and the whole reason they moved the bodies there is because they know it was already combed over and looked through, that is scary. Or I'm just insane. Either way.
Investigators pursued several lines of inquiry. They re-interviewed witnesses from the original disappearance, now armed with new information about the family's fate. They also expanded their search for anyone who might have purchased a Marlin-manufactured rifle capable of firing the type of bullet found at the scene. Not long after, Dwayne Lee Little emerged as the primary suspect in the Cowden family murders, though he was never formally charged with the crime. Born in December 1948, Little had a troubled past and a history of violence that made him a person of interest in the case. Little's criminal history began at a young age.
December. Hey, it's the same birthday as my younger brother. That's something, all right.
On November 2nd, 1964, when he was only 15 years old, he committed his first known murder. He raped and killed 16-year-old Orla Faye Phipps in Oregon. This brutal crime shocked the community and resulted in Little receiving a life sentence in 1966. Despite the severity of his crime, Little was paroled from the Oregon State Penitentiary in Salem on May 24, 1974, after serving just 8 years of his life sentence. This early release.
Terrible. I think, no matter how promising a youth shows, if they have and are willing to commit such atrocious crimes from a young, but I just dropped. From a young age, there should definitely be way more psychiatric evaluation when, thinking about parole.
Release would prove to be a controversial decision, as Little's time in prison appeared to have done little to reform his violent tendencies. The timing of Little's release became significant in the Cowden family case. He had been out of prison for only 3 months when the family disappeared. State police were able to determine that Little had been in the Copper area over the Labor Day weekend, coinciding with the time the family vanished. Several additional factors, including suspicious travel claims, firearm evidence, refusal to cooperate, and more also played a role. Despite these suspicious circumstances, investigators were never able to gather enough concrete evidence to charge Little with the Cowden family murders. The case against him remained largely circumstantial. Additionally, a miner who owned a cabin near the crime scene claimed that Little and his parents had stopped by on Monday, September 2nd, 1974, and signed a guest book he kept for visitors. This suggested that Little had familiarity with the area where the bodies were eventually found. Little also claimed to have driven from Crescent City, California to Rouge on the day the Cowdens disappeared. However, he denied being in Copper despite it being on his most direct route home. This inconsistency raised suspicions among investigators. On June 2nd, 1980, Little committed another horrific crime. He picked up a pregnant 23-year-old woman named Margie Hunter, whose car had broken down near Portland, Oregon. Little proceeded to assault and brutally beat Hunter. Miraculously, both Hunter and her unborn child survived the attack.
Her name was Hunter? Also, I feel so sorry for what happened to her. That's terrible. Her name was Hunter? She might have beef with her parents. Hold on. Yeah. You might have to talk to them about that one.
Attack led to Little's final incarceration. He was charged and convicted of attempted homicide and sentenced to 3 consecutive life sentences. Throughout his time in prison, Little was reportedly uncooperative with mental health treatment and refused to discuss any of the murders he was accused of committing. The case against Little in the Cowden murders was further complicated by conflicting testimonies. Floyd Forsberg, a former cellmate of Little's, claimed that Little had confessed to the Cowden murders. However, this claim was later recanted, leaving investigators without a solid confession.
Ha! The perfect crime. Too bad he was too much of an idiot to play it off. Jeez. Can you believe this guy? He had the perfect setup. All he had to do was not be dumb. I feel like I'm encouraging this, but I'm not. I promise I'm not encouraging this kind of behavior. I should probably say that I do not encourage behavior. I'm just saying if for some twisted reason I were to be in that scenario, I would have done it a little differently. That's all.
On the evening of December 6th, 1991, a horrific crime occurred in Austin, Texas. 4 teenage girls were murdered at an I can't believe it's yogurt shop. The victims were Eliza Thomas, 17.
Wait, hold on. Never mind.
Jennifer Harbison, 17, Sarah Harbison, 15, and Amy Ayers, 13. Eliza and Jennifer were employees at the yogurt shop working the closing shift that Friday night. Sarah and Amy, friends of the older girls, had come to the shop to get a ride home with Jennifer after the store closed at 11 p.m. The events of that evening began to unfold as the shop was preparing to close. Around 10 p.m., approximately an hour before closing time, a man entered the shop and asked to use the restroom in the back. Witnesses later reported that this individual took an unusually long time in the bathroom, and there was speculation that he may have tampered with the rear door, possibly leaving it unlocked or jammed open.
Okay.
As the clock approached 11, Jennifer locked the front door of the shop to prevent any more customers from entering. A couple who left the shop just before closing time later told investigators that they had noticed 2 men sitting at a table, behaving in a sneaky manner. This observation would later become a crucial piece of information in the investigation, as police sought to identify these 2 individuals who were never located. What transpired after the shop closed remains.
Is there just no video here? Okay, no, it's just slowly zooming in. All right.
A subject of speculation and investigation. Based on the evidence gathered at the crime scene, investigators believe that at least 2 perpetrators entered the shop, either after closing or perhaps having hidden inside. The girls were forced into the back storage room of the yogurt shop where the horrific assault began. The girls were forced to undress and were bound with their own clothing. According to officials, at least one of the victims, and possibly more, was assaulted. The perpetrators then proceeded to shoot each girl execution style in the back of the head. The brutality of the crime was further compounded by the perpetrators' attempts to cover their tracks. After committing the murders, the killers set fire to the yogurt shop using paper plates, cups, and cardboard from the store that had been soaked in lighter fluid. This act of arson was likely an attempt to destroy evidence, but it would also lead to the discovery of the crime. At approximately midnight, about an hour after the shop had closed, a police patrolman noticed smoke coming from the yogurt shop. He immediately reported the fire to his dispatcher. Firefighters quickly responded to the scene, unaware of the grisly discovery that awaited them. As the firefighters worked to extinguish the flames, they made a horrifying find. In the back storage room of the shop, they discovered the bodies of 3 of the girls, Eliza, Jennifer, and Sarah. Their bodies had been severely charred by the fire. The body of the 4th victim, Amy Ayers, was found in a separate part of the shop, about 10 feet away from the others. Unlike her friends, Amy's body was not as severely burned, having suffered 2nd degree and early 3rd degree burns on 25 to 30% of her body. She was found with a, quote, sock-like cloth around her neck. The positioning and condition of the bodies provided investigators with crucial, albeit disturbing, information about the crime. The 3 girls found in the storage room, Eliza, Jennifer, and Sarah, had all been shot in the back of the head with a single gunshot wound. Amy, however, had been shot twice. The first bullet had missed her brain, while the second had caused severe damage, exiting...
Yeah, I thought, I was going to say, 10 feet away, did she not die from the bullet shot? That is incredibly resilient. I respect it.
Through her lateral cheek and jawline. The fire had burned so intensely that it melted the upper rungs of a thick aluminum ladder in the rear of the business. This intense fire, combined with the water used by firefighters to extinguish it, severely damaged the crime scene and destroyed countless pieces of potential evidence. Despite the perpetrators' attempts to destroy evidence, investigators were able to recover some crucial physical evidence from the scene. They determined that 2 different firearms had been used in the murders, a .22 caliber revolver and a .380 semi-automatic pistol.
That's
rounds
terrible.
from both these weapons were recovered at the scene. Perhaps most importantly, investigators were able to recover a small sample of male DNA from one of the victims. This DNA evidence would become a central focus of the investigation in the years to come, as advances in forensic technology offered new hope for identifying the perpetrators. The discovery of the crime sent shockwaves through the Austin community. The city had never seen a crime of this magnitude and brutality before.
Wow.
The fact that the victims were young teenage girls killed in such a violent manner in a place as innocuous as a yogurt shop added to the sense of horror and disbelief. On December 10th, 1991, more than 1,500 people attended the funeral for the victims. A $100,000 reward was offered.
A car alarm? It's someone's car alarm. Okay, never mind. Let's continue.
A private group of entrepreneurs for information leading to the arrest and conviction of the perpetrators. This substantial reward generated numerous tips and leads, which investigators followed up on. As the investigation progressed, several theories emerged about the motive behind the crime. Initially, investigators believed that the murders may have started as a robbery gone wrong. However, the extreme violence of the crime and the assault of at least 1 victim suggested that robbery may not have been the primary motive. The organized method of operation, the perpetrator's ability to control 4 victims, and the destruction of evidence by arson pointed to an adult experienced in crime rather than teenagers, according to one of the original detectives on the case. This assessment added another layer of complexity to the investigation, as it expanded the pool of potential suspects. In the weeks and months following the murders, detectives pursued countless leads and interviewed hundreds of potential witnesses and suspects. The investigation cast a wide net, with over 1,000 potential suspects being investigated over time. One of the early leads came on December 14th, 1991, just days after the murders. Maurice Pierce, a 15-year-old, was arrested at North Cross Mall for carrying a .22 caliber.
Does he not look familiar? He looks like an actor. I just can't place him.
Gun and 16 bullets tucked into his pants. Former police detective Hector Polanco questioned Pierce about the murders. He allegedly told Hector that his friend Forrest Wellborn had used the gun to commit the crime. This led to the questioning of Pierce and 3 of his friends, none of whom were older than 17 at the time. However, after intense questioning, detectives decided that Pierce was likely trying to get himself out of the gun charge and eliminated him and his friends as suspects at that time. The investigation was further complicated by the numerous false confessions that poured in. Over 50 people falsely confessed to the murders, each requiring thorough investigation and ultimately diverting resources from other potential leads. These false confessions would continue to plague the investigation for years to come. In March 1992, Detective Hector was removed from the yogurt shop investigation. He had developed a reputation for coercing confessions from suspects, which raised concerns about the integrity of the investigation. This change in personnel was just one of many that would occur over the course of the long-running investigation. As the months turned into years, the case began to grow cold. Between 1993 and 1996, tips continued to come in, but no arrests were made. In 1996, the investigation was reorganized under APD Detective Paul Johnson. As part of this reorganization, investigators decided to revisit old tip files, including the one related to Maurice Pierce. This decision to re-examine old leads would eventually lead to significant developments in the case, although not for several more years. Throughout the initial investigation, the FBI's profile of the killers played a significant role. According to their analysis,
I'm not gonna lie, I got really excited thinking they got really excited thinking they like solved it immediately.
The perpetrators were likely white and in their late teens to mid-20s. The FBI suggested that one had a dominant personality and had led one or more reluctant participants. This leader was believed to be familiar with the area around the yogurt shop, emotionally immature, an underachiever with a criminal record, and prone to anger easily. While this profile seemed to align with some aspects of Pierce and his friends, it did not immediately lead investigators to focus on them as primary suspects. On October 6, 1999, the Austin Police Department announced the arrest of 4 suspects in connection with the murders. The suspects included Pierce, Michael Scott, Robert Springsteen, and Forrest Wellborn. All 4 had been teenagers at the time of the murders in 1991. The new investigators decided to re-question the men. During intense interrogations, 2 of them, Robert and Michael, confessed to the yogurt shop murders and implicated Pierce and Wellborn in the process. These confessions became the primary basis for the arrest of all 4 men in October 1999. However, the case against the 4 men was controversial from the start. There was no new physical evidence tying any of the 4 men to the crime. The arrests were based primarily on the 2 confessions. Michael Scott's confession came first. He was questioned over 4 days, during which he told investigators that he and the others only intended a simple robbery. According to him, they had cased the yogurt shop earlier that day and then returned after dark armed with 2 guns. Scott's confession was followed by that of Robert. Both men provided detailed accounts of the crime, but their stories would later become a point of significant controversy. It's important to note that both men later recanted their confessions, claiming they were coerced by police during lengthy and intense interrogations. Robert later explained, "I was berated and berated and berated by the police officers. Until they obtained what it was they wanted to hear, they were not going to allow me to leave. And basically, they broke me down." The interrogation tactics used by police came under scrutiny. A photo later emerged showing a police officer holding a gun to Michael Scott's head during his interrogation, raising serious.
Well, are these not the guys? Hold on. Don't tell me they're gonna get away. This unsolved mystery. Oh my god, they're gonna get away.
Questions about the methods used to obtain the confessions. Despite the controversial nature of the confessions, the arrests initially seemed to bring a sense of closure to the case. However, this would prove to be short-lived. While all 4 men were initially charged, the cases against 2 of them quickly fell apart. Charges against Forrest Wellborn were dropped in 2000 after 2 grand juries declined to indict him due to lack of evidence. Maurice Pierce spent 3 years in jail before he was freed in 2003. Prosecutors admitted there was not enough evidence to convict him. Notably, ballistics tests later showed that the .22 caliber gun Pierce had been arrested with in 1991 was, quote, probably not used in the murders, contradicting the initial suspicions that had made him a person of interest.
Wow. Okay.
This left Robert Springsteen and Michael Scott as
familiar faces all over the place.
Despite the lack of physical evidence connecting them to the crime, prosecutors moved forward with their cases based primarily on their confessions. In 2001, nearly 10 years after the murders, Robert Springsteen was tried, convicted, and sentenced to death. The following year, in 2002, Michael Scott was convicted and sentenced to life in prison. However, these convictions would not stand. In a significant turn of events, the Texas Court of Criminal Appeals overturned Robert's conviction in 2006 and Scott's in 2007. The court found that there had been violations in how their alleged confessions were used at trial by prosecutors. Specifically, the appeals court ruled that the men should have been given the chance to cross-examine each other during their trials, as excerpts from each other's confessions had been used against them. The overturning of the convictions was a major setback for the prosecution.
Wow. just the fact that you probably could have had a little more evidence if you decided to actually do your job is kind of crazy, but I guess that's just how most things go. When you decide to take shortcuts and do it bad, you get bad results.
Prosecution and reopened the question of who was responsible for the murders. It also raised serious questions about the reliability of the confessions and the tactics used by police to obtain them. In the years following the overturned convictions, new DNA technology would cast further doubt on the involvement of Robert and Michael. In 2008, advanced DNA testing was conducted on evidence from the crime scene. The results revealed male DNA that did not match any of the 4 men who had been arrested. In light of this new evidence, Robert and Michael were released on bond on June 24, 2009, more than 9 years after their arrests. The Travis County District Attorney's Office announced that they were not prepared to go to trial, given the DNA results that failed to connect the suspects to the crime scene. In October 2009, all charges against the two were formally dismissed.
Wow. I think that so much of that happened. It took so long to gather so much quote unquote evidence just for it to all be immediately flushed down the drain. That's genuinely horrible. There's no set of closure or justice for those girls. Yikers, dude.
Harvey McLeod, a 65-year-old cab driver from Modesto, California, found himself at the center of a terrifying crime on January 8, 1996. McLeod's experience as a cab driver spanned over a decade, during which he had encountered a wide array of passengers and situations. His years of service had equipped him with a calm demeanor and an ability to handle unexpected circumstances. However, nothing in his extensive career could have prepared him for the events that unfolded on that winter day. Harvey's ordinary workday began like any other, with him navigating the streets of Modesto in his taxi, picking up and dropping off passengers. His colleagues knew him as a reliable and dedicated worker, always punctual and professional in his dealings with customers.
Good man.
A man who hailed Harvey's cab stood out immediately due to his unusual appearance. He was wearing a turban and had adorned himself with what Harvey quickly recognized as a fake beard and mustache. This disguise, while noticeable, didn't initially alarm Harvey, who had seen his fair share of eccentrically dressed passengers over the years. As the man entered the cab, he spoke in a coarse whisper, adding another layer of peculiarity to his demeanor. The passenger's first interaction with Harvey seemed relatively normal for a taxi ride. He informed the driver that he only had about half of the required fare, but assured Harvey that he could obtain the rest of the money at his brother's house, which he claimed was on their route. This type of request, while not ideal, was not uncommon in Harvey's line of work, and he agreed to the arrangement. However, the situation took a
I would never agree to that. I would have hit him with a, okay, and in that case, I will take you until you can pay. I'll take you until you can't pay anymore, then I'll deduct a tiny bit off the top. Take what you have, you might have to find another way back. I got you somewhere at least.
Drastic and terrifying turn as they drove. The passenger revealed his true intentions, transforming what had started as a routine fare into a nightmare scenario. In a shocking move, the man produced a black metal box equipped with a numeric keypad. With swift and deliberate actions, he chained this device to Harvey's body. The gravity of the situation became immediately apparent to Harvey as he felt the cold metal against his skin and heard the click of the chain securing the box to him. The assailant didn't stop there. He took a wire lead and wrapped it around Harvey's neck, clipping it shut. The passenger then made a disturbing claim. The device he had attached to Harvey was an explosive bomb. To drive home the threat, the man appeared to activate the black box right in front of the terrified cab driver. The culprit, having established control over Harvey through the threat of the supposed bomb, began to reveal his true plan. Over the next 10 minutes, as they drove back towards Modesto, the assailant provided Harvey with detailed instructions for robbing a bank. Not only was he being held hostage with what he believed to be an explosive device, but he was now being coerced into participating in a serious crime. As part of the robber's elaborate scheme, Harvey was instructed to take another box into the bank, which the gunman claimed contained a second bomb. This additional threat was designed to ensure compliance not just from Harvey, but from the bank staff as well. The level of planning and the multi-layered nature of the threat demonstrated that Harvey was dealing with a sophisticated and determined criminal. Upon arriving at the bank, Harvey found himself in the unthinkable position of having to carry out the robber's instructions. With the perceived threat of explosives on his person and in the box he carried, he entered the bank. Inside, he approached the bank's manager, Denise Hutchinson, and handed her a letter containing demands. The contents of this letter provided specific instructions on how the bank staff should respond to avoid detonation of the supposed bombs. After Hutchinson and another bank employee complied with the demands, filling a briefcase with the exact amount of money specified in the letter, Harvey left the bank. At this point, he was still under the impression that he was carrying live explosives and that his every move was being monitored by the gunman. It was after leaving the bank that Harvey's true character shone through. Following the gunman's instructions, he drove to a hardware store located about 15 minutes away from the bank. There, he parked his cab and left behind both the stolen cash and his car keys as per the robber's demands. However, Harvey decided to take action rather than passively wait for further instructions or potential harm. Harvey walked approximately half a mile to the nearest payphone. This decision was fraught with risk. He was still wearing what he believed to be an explosive device, and he had no way of knowing if the gunman was watching him or if any sudden movement might trigger the supposed bomb. Nevertheless, Harvey made the call to law enforcement, alerting them to the situation.
Good man. Harvey's a good man. Much respect.
And potentially saving lives in the process. Harvey's decision to contact the authorities set in motion a rapid response from law enforcement. Police quickly arrived at the scene, and the area around Harvey was swiftly evacuated. The bomb squad was called in to assess and deal with the device strapped to his body. During this time, Harvey found himself at the center of a tense and frightening situation, isolated as he waited for the bomb squad to determine the nature of the device he was wearing. The resolution of the immediate threat came when the bomb squad successfully removed the device from Harvey. Subsequent X-ray analysis revealed that both the device attached to Harvey and the one left at the bank were in fact fake. This discovery...
I'm not gonna lie, that is... I can't even hate on the plan. Because realistically, where are you gonna get two, two remote detonated explosives from?
While bringing immense relief, also highlighted the psychological sophistication of the crime. The gunman had managed to control not just Harvey, but an entire bank staff through the threat of explosion without ever putting himself at risk of handling real explosives. With the immediate threat neutralized, investigators turned their attention to gathering evidence and witness accounts. The crime scene extended beyond the bank, encompassing the route Harvey had driven and...
But how is this an unsolved mystery? What's gonna happen in the next 4 minutes that just completely flips this thing on its head? Like, what makes it so unsolvable and mysterious?
And the location where he had left his cab with the stolen money. Forensic teams combed these areas for any physical evidence that might lead to the identification of the gunman. Inside the bank, investigators interviewed staff members, including manager Denise Hutchinson, who had directly interacted with Harvey during the robbery. Their accounts provided crucial details about the gunman's demands and the fear he had created. Bank security footage was carefully reviewed, though it revealed little about the gunman himself, as he had not entered the premises. Perhaps the most significant breakthrough in the early stages of the investigation came from two witnesses who reported seeing an unusually dressed man outside the bank at the time of the robbery. Their description of the suspect was fairly detailed. A man approximately 6 feet tall, weighing about 160 pounds, with short crop...
He looks like, He looks like the purple creature from that one game I can't remember right now. You guys know what I'm talking about, right? Now, I hope so.
Salt and pepper hair. This description closely matched the appearance of the man Harvey had picked up in his cab, providing corroboration for Harvey's account and giving investigators a clearer picture of the suspect they were seeking. However, the witness accounts had limitations. Despite noticing the suspect's unusual appearance, they were unable to provide a license plate number or any information about a getaway vehicle. This lack of crucial identifying information would prove to be a significant obstacle in the investigation. Investigators also focused on Harvey's cab, which had been left at the hardware store as per the gunman's instructions. Forensic teams thoroughly examined the vehicle for fingerprints, DNA evidence, or any other clues the perpetrator might have left behind.
My.
The fake bomb devices were also subjected to detailed analysis, with experts hoping to find a trace evidence or unique components that might lead to the gunman's identity.
Oh,
As
he
the
just vanished on them.
investigation progressed, detectives worked to piece together a timeline of events. They retraced Harvey's route from the initial pickup point to the bank and then to the hardware store where he had left his cab. Security camera footage from businesses along this route was collected and analyzed, searching for any glimpses of the suspect or potential accomplices. The instructions left for Harvey in the cab were of particular interest to investigators. These detailed directions, which included the location where Harvey was to leave the money and instructions about waiting for a call with directions to dismantle the bomb, suggested a high level of planning and familiarity with the area. Investigators likely considered the possibility that the perpetrator had local knowledge or connections. In the days and weeks following the robbery, law enforcement conducted extensive canvassing of the areas involved in the crime. They interviewed residents and business owners, hoping to uncover additional witnesses or security footage that might have captured the gunman before or after the robbery. The investigation also delved into Harvey McLeod's background and personal life. While he was clearly a victim in this crime, standard procedure dictated a thorough examination of.
You know what would be really cool concept for like a robbery? Like just a getaway, no casualties, of course. You pull over somewhere when there are like no cops on you, and then you completely smoke out the vehicle you're in. I'm talking like a bunch of smoke bombs, like fog machines. You open up the door and you continue to let the fog throw out. You like drop a few more smoke bombs outside the car, so everything's covered in smoke. You can't see anything. And then you drop down a manhole cover. You don't run off to the sides. You throw some smoke bombs down the alleyway just to make them think you're covering where you're going. Then you disappear into a manhole cover.
Of his history to rule out any potential involvement or connection to the perpetrator. Harvey's long career as a cab driver was scrutinized for any unusual incidents or passengers that might be relevant to the case. Despite the intensive investigation as of February 2025, nearly 3 decades after the incident, the case remains unsolved. The statute of limitations has expired on the robbery charge, but the kidnapping charge is still active. This case has drawn comparisons to other crimes involving fake bombs used as coercive devices. In 2003, the infamous pizza bomber case in Erie, Pennsylvania saw Brian Wells forced into robbing a bank while wearing an explosive collar that ultimately detonated, killing him. More recently, in 2020, a man in Baltimore forced an unlicensed
in 2020, what?
gunpoint to wear what appeared to be an explosive vest during another bank robbery attempt. This suspect was caught, unlike in Harvey's case. While these cases share thematic similarities, there is no direct evidence linking them to the one we just went over.
I didn't know that happened so recently. Alright, hold on. Like, I do that every video. You know, we did this in the beginning, I do this at the end too. This is three disturbing unsolved mysteries by Don't Look at Me. Please go give them all credit, go like, go subscribe, go say hello for me. You know, all kinds of things that I'm not going to do myself. Okay, I'll subscribe. Hold on. All right, there we go. All right. So we all warmed up. We ready to go? Are we in that horror game mindset yet? Wait, let me pause that. I don't know why I hit play. We in that horror game mindset? If we are, excellent. Because now I can change the what's it called? I can change the category back to what we're actually playing today. Well, at least the first game for today, which is Clap Clap. Let me just boop. Here we go. All right, chat. Hope we're all Hope we're all doing well. Video, I need to say, these crimes were like gross, truly disgusting. However, they were good crimes. I have to respect the craft of the crime, except for the second one. That other one's just disgusting. I no. However, the first one's also really bad. But I see the vision. You know what I mean? I'm digging myself into a deeper and deeper hole here. It's getting harder and harder to get out of it. Actually, hold on. We've hit that mark in time, which means everyone go get up, get some water, go stretch your legs, maybe even grab a little snack. And like always, in just a few moments, I will be right back. Almost forgot to unmute again. Okay, hey, what's up, everyone? I'm waiting for this game to get loaded up. Oh, there we go. Well, let's see. That's how I know we're in. Oh, wait, already set up. Excellent. Guess it's appropriate to stop the lovely music now. All right, this is... Why is it on that screen? What? Why is it over there? Let me... Video... Windowed. There we go. Full screen. All right, here we go. It was on the wrong screen setting for a second. It was on my second monitor. I don't know how I got there. All right. It says Nightmare Files. Clap, clap. Game meant to be played in one sitting. All right. That's what I would planned on doing anyway. Let's see. New game. This game is like kind of loud. Should I turn it down a little bit? I'll turn it down like a tiny bit. And a boop, there we go. I saw an ad about an old job. Wait, hold on. There we go. I saw an ad in the newspaper about a job, about a house sitting job. Since I was short on cash, I decided to sign up. Oh, it's like Cottonmouth. Can't speak today. What the hell was that? Quiet. Your neighborhood. Alright, and now, even though we technically were supposed to go job sitting, can we leave? Can we? No, we can't. Okay. First thing you have to do is leave. Fine. Let's see, Maxim. I walk past you. Excuse me, I'm trying to find a house on this street. Could you help me out? Sure. Which house are you looking for? I'm looking for Maxim's place. He hired me to look after him while he's away. Maxim. Huh. That's interesting. Usually asks me to watch his place. I'm Marco Bulls. Can't say that one, by the way. Nice to meet you, Marco. Can you tell me where his house is? Of course. It's 2 houses down. Mine right here, our neighbor Savo in the middle, and then Maxim's place. You can't miss it. Thanks, Marco. Appreciate it. No problem. Now, if you'll excuse me, I've just got a home automation system in the mail. I'm really excited. Oh, that sounds interesting. What does it do? Well, it's supposed to make life a whole lot easier, you know, controlling the lights, temperature, and even the security system. Pretty cool stuff. Wow, that does sound convenient. Why did you decide to get it? Partially because of recent disappearances happening around here. Yes, partially. That tree in the background scares me. But mainly because our neighbor Savo got one, and he won't stop raving about it. He left for vacation right after installing it. Said it has a built-in surveillance system and all. Guess he wanted to keep an eye on things while he's away. Well, I hope you enjoy setting it up. Thanks again for the directions, Marco. No problem. If you need anything, I'm just a house away. I like him. He's a cool guy. I originally wanted to... Okay, I can open up trash can. This is his house. I'm guessing this is Savo's house. Wait, open. Open. Clap, clap. All right, let's get this closed. Winning clap, clap certified, smart house surveillance. Whatever, bro. This must be it. Okay. Also, the writing sound keeps scaring the crap out of me. It's so loud. Clap certified smart house surveillance. Well, it wouldn't hurt to do a little perimeter check. What's over here? Is the door? No. The garage door or a patio, probably. All right, let's see. Nothing out of the ordinary. Yeah, 4 chairs. Okay. Didn't know. I didn't know we were dealing with a family man. Anyway, let's go around here. I didn't see anything sus, so I guess we're in the clear. I think this homeowner mentioned keys would be in his backyard. I was literally just back there. Alright. Guess I came back here preemptively for a good reason then. I think they said they put them in the flower pots. Why'd you put your keys there, dude? Ah, there they are. Let's see if they work. See if these work, I mean. I don't like the notepad sound. It keeps scaring me. It's dark. Oh, it turned on. Okay. That's welcoming. Yep, sure is. How to be a mysterious killer. Okay. That's not telling at all. Hey, thanks for house sitting. Please make sure to check the mailbox, water the plants, out the trash. It's cute to toggle lights on and off in any room. Once you're finished, help yourself to the food in the kitchen. Dude, just like them. What? We should check the mailbox. What are you talking about? Did he not read this to-do list? It was clearly up there first. I guess you should test the lights then. Oh, come on. Well, that's gonna be horrifying later. What's in there but darkness? You know, I would much prefer the complimentary horror game flashlight, but you know. Caution, keep out. Okay, chat, I'm not gonna lie. Even though we did just go on the water break, I still do have to use the bathroom. So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to stop right here. And I'm gonna run to the bathroom real quick. Again. Hold on, I'll be right back, I swear. It won't be too long. Enjoy your fine tunes. Okay. So sorry about that. I did not mean to take that long. There are ducks in here. You are adorable. Oh, it's a bigger duck. I've decided to adapt the philosophy of my modded Minecraft world. Expect to see Herobrine behind every single turn. And you won't be scared when you turn around and see Herobrine. Right? Because that's the... Wait. There we go. My bad, guys. Alright, like I was saying, expect to see Herobrine every turn. And when you actually see Herobrine, for example, as soon as I walk out of this door, I'm expecting to see Herobrine or a murderer or something. Just because... Let me leave. There are no ducks in here. What is this? Horror 101. Computer. No one outside in the backyard. 300 jump scare ideas. Okay, so it's just telling me to expect a jump scare, basically. Oh, just two bros chilling. Okay. Let me not mess these things up. Alright, spooky guy. Caution to not enter, so I'm not entering there. What's left? Is there a refrigerator making that sound? That's annoying. What's in here? Okay. And in here? Gotcha, nothing. This room? Oh, it's a closet. Okay. What is that? Must be the wind, says the wind chimes. Why'd you clap so many times, dude? Oh, that's how you flush the toilet. Gotcha. Washing machine. Dirty clothes. Okay, nice tidy little room. That shadow's a little weird, seeing as how it's extending out. I'll guess that's just the natural formation of the light. But whatever. Got the trash. This fridge is so loud. And this is the last room. Just walk in here. Keep accidentally double clicking Q. So that's your do list. Yeah, baby. Let's go grab that mail. I hate the store, dude. No one inside. Please help. Kim Cow, Delicacy, 25 years old. Last seen September. Okay. The beginning of a mystery novel indeed. Yep, time to show these plants some love. I really could just go the long way around the house, but watering cans this way. Good. Oh, snap. Water all these. Oh, I only have to water the highlighted ones. Boo. Let me have my fun. I keep my eyes out. Don't want anything peeking over the fences at me. Great. Who was that though? God damn it. Set the watering can down. Nice and gently, of course. You know what? None of my business. Next, take out the trash in the kitchen. Right, I need to open that. Says chew down. Actually, everything I expected. Yeah. Or you are on exactly the right track, and there's something weird going on. Oh, stop. Okay. Scared the crap out of me. Who are you? I'm Asia. You can't say that one. Federal Investigation Bureau, FBI. Yes, and to ask you questions. Okay. Sure. What's this about? There have been reports of disturbances in the air, disappearances, strange phenomena. We're conducting an investigation. Okay. Yeah, I've heard. Everything's fine here. Just taking out the trash. Are you sure? I have reason to believe there's more to this neighborhood that meets the eye. Yeah, 100%. Just taking out the trash, you know? Alright, but keep your eyes and ears open. We need to get to the bottom of this. Who is we? I'm part of the FBI. Of course, will do. Thanks, Inspector. No problem. Stay safe out there. Probably should have closed that back door now that I think about it, but it's a little late for that. Food from the kitchen. But before I do that, you know who I need to go see? Let me follow him out. Left the doors open. I'm following out the FBI agent. Terrible house sitter. FBI guy, where you going? Oh, okay. You're just gonna disappear? Gotcha. Should I check on this guy? Can't even go up those stairs. Ooh. Well, if I can't explore, I guess I just gotta go back to what I was doing. Ooh. The neighborhood has gotten eerily quiet now. See, now can I follow the FBI inspector out? All right. Actually, let's... Sometimes you don't know when you need to make a quick escape. Or not. You know, like I said, quick escape. I'm out of here. Anything in the windows? Nope. All right, we're out of here. Please let this be an ending and I can just leave. No. Not looking like it. Okay, I'll go back. Still gotta give it one more try. One more try. Nope. Okay. It's worth a shot. You know, sometimes you just gotta say it ain't worth it and leave. Guarantee this game's gonna end with me dead. And that's just something that happened. Clap, clap. Are all these houses protected by the same clap? What is that in the window? Who knows? Can I explore these other houses first? I'm stalling, of course, but this is a genuine entrance. Why is this trash can knocked over? Like, what's going on over here? Can't even walk onto the property. Okay, it's some bullshit. Oh, this one. I can't. Ah, I see. Oh. The hell is this? You know what? Exploring was worth it. Nothing? Okay. Bulls. Maybe we should hurry up the pace a little bit. I'm expecting a chase scene to start any second now. I don't think this is how we were supposed to play the game. Nothing that way. What's this way? What are you doing there, buddy? Well, that was horrifying. What? Are there... Ooh. What just happened? No. We need an explanation. We're gonna explore that other way now. We're screw the game. Hell to the game. Now I'm wondering what the hell that was about. That's not how we were supposed to play that. Whoa, okay, that was insane. Find Michael's house. Screw Michael's house. What's going on down here? Yeah, I can just. I have very limited vision flashlight. All right, we're just gonna keep going straight this time. Because what is this? Wow, okay. Another dark room over here? It is. Alright, this time, what if I just keep running at it? I'm just gonna keep running at it. See what happens. Or I'll try to turn around and leave. Like now. Like, yep, let me just leave. No, just into the game. What is that? That is a cool little Easter egg. Hmm. Well, that was fun. I'm not going to end the game here. I'm going to actually play the game how it's supposed to be played. Until I finish exploring these other places too. Can I even go over there? I can't even go over there. Oh, so no, this whole street right there is okay. But new game. Okay. Well, that's a fun little experience. All right, let's hurry up and get back to where we were. I'm gonna speed run through this. What? Yeah. Okay. Oh, that was definitely interesting. I'm gonna go ahead and grab the key. I'm gonna assume it's already back here. In the bush? No, it's not. Oh, isn't that lovely? That was so cool. I should go check. Yeah. All right, let's go. I've never seen that before. That is all right. Yeah, just turn on by yourself. All right, we're downstairs. Bro, I read it. Right in here. Right in here. A ticking sound. All right, right up here. Come in here. Oh, well. Locked. Okay. Never saw this before. How to kill a house sitter. Can we leave? Here, let's fix you up and put you down on the TV. What are we doing? Right. Room. Duck room. Hey, grab the mail, grab the mail. Funny how the door stayed open this time. Why can I not close you? Watering can is in here. Flip it around. Let us speed run back to where we were. I guess I was looking for a secret and I found a secret. I'm not hearing any of the footsteps from last. There we go. Why is it not watering? Okay, there we go. Make sure to close these doors behind me. Here. Oh, enter through here again. Is this quicker? Also, we're just gonna put that down and close this. And walk in here. Drink. Come on. He's not in front of the door. Stop. Just get the shit out of me. Okay. Doesn't matter what you say. Strange phenomenon. You're conducting an investigation. Yeah, I've heard everything's fine here. Just take out the trash. What? Hold on. Vector? Now, what do I do with this? We're taking him. You know exactly where we're going. Again, this might be a waste of time, but you have to at least check. The trash bag not at least come with me? You know what? Low-key kind of lazy, so we're just gonna watch the ending to the clap clap game. I don't feel like going through all that again. We're just gonna... Oh. You know what? Never mind. They're playing this through. I went to look up clap clap ending so we can just watch it, and I saw there were 4 of them. So what do we think about that? I mean, seems pretty like legit, right? Hold on. We're also approaching that time again. Taking much longer to load this time than I would like it to. Like much longer, annoyingly long. Anyway. What was I about to say? Why is it taking so goddamn long to load? This is so annoying. What is something changing? Yes, no, maybe. Something changing? Yes, no, maybe so. You gonna load soon or? We're just gonna be bonkers. Slow and bonkers it is. So anyway, knowing the awkward sounds, how was your day? Great. I hope so. My day could be just a tiny bit better. You know, just I wish this game wasn't as laggy as it was. But it's what it is, I guess. So we're just here. I have nothing to fill the silence with. This is just a nuisance. Wow, I wish this was like a lot more quick. This is annoying. Mm. How long is this gonna take? Like a minute, 2 minutes? This is getting to be in. You know what? Let's, while we wait, turn on some nice little music. Hopefully we'll be able to, you know, get out of here soon enough. Jeez, it's taking long. You know what? I still got some food left in the room. I'm just gonna munch. Like that. It's yummy. Popeyes even. Yummy. Pick up. Sucks. I'm gonna restart the game actually. Here, boop. And we'll just reload it. We love technical difficulties. All my homies do. Sorry for the big scuff, chat. It's terrible. Why is it not loading? Don't tell me I broke it somehow. Is it back finally? Okay, damn. That was a pain. Here, let's hit game. And that should get me started, right? New game, and that's it. We're having big scuff time. So sorry, chat. Oh, don't tell me it's gonna freeze again on me. So annoying. Okay. Are we good? Are we good? Come Come on, don't fail on me again. All right, let me pause the music. Just gonna go back to what we were doing. And just skip over that. Come down here. Yeah, blah, blah. We're big speed running this chat. Sometimes that's the only way you can get through this. A big speed run. Alright, let's see if it works. And we're just gonna run. He's gonna run through this game. We're gonna just hold this. Here are the rooms. Start off in here. Echoes in that place is insane, by the way. In here. Run in here. Run in here. Get all 6 rooms. Check the mail. Close the doors behind me like a responsible young lad. Gotta go water. Where are all the tools? I know there's a tool rack here, but none of the tools are. Water these plants. Actually dragging it along, make the watering faster. From the looks of it, it does. Yeah. Or those waters, or these ones just take longer because of the footsteps. Grab the trash. I'm actually gonna put the detective in the trash. Continue. Who are you? Blah blah blah. And I'm just gonna wait. No, get back here. Get back here. Get back here. And a boot. Or not. Okay. And rotate this to put it in correctly, and a duke. Well, screw you. You're coming with me. Emotional support body. Close this door. Check the upstairs rooms. Nothing in here. Other than that, suspicious. Caution to enter. That's unlocked. Check the last room. Anything over here? No. Where the duckies go? From the kitchen. Anything over here? No? Okay. Where'd all the food go? Okay. Let's first of all close this and that. Upstairs we go. Sit you on this other stand. I'm watching that door. Like a save. How interesting. I stuck? What's going on here? Oh. It wanted me to look at the time. Okay. Come on, we got this. Where's my emotional support body? It's downstairs. What's in here? Yes, I see. Okay. Where'd you go, you bastard? Oh, okay, we need to leave. Can we leave? What's going on here? Nothing? Okay. What's going on? Why is it locked? Where'd my emotional support body go? And what is that in the sky? All right, great. Figure out what's going on. Anything in here? What? For duck. Security system. For ducky. Okay, okay. Understood, understood, understood. Nope, nope. Nope, I'm out of here. I see you. Leave the neighborhood. We're just gonna leave that be. Okay. You know, I'm perfectly fine with that. We're just gonna walk away. Okay. Yeah, okay, we're ready. We're gonna stay another second. We can leave. We can actually leave. Okay, great. We're not running until I reached the nearest police station. While investigating, authorities found Marco's lifeless body in his house. Meanwhile, Mascom's remains are found inside the trash bag outside his house. The neighbor Savo disappeared under similar circumstances. The remains have yet to be found. Despite the eerie scratches on the walls, my heroine count, no traces of the creature were discovered. The case remains unsolved, leaving an unsettling mystery. Is there another clap?
So you hear what the captain said earlier? Rumor has it that we're changing course.
Wow, okay. Hold on. That looks really cool.
Thought I'd get a little out.
Okay. Stones. Continue? Continue from where? Oh, from here. Actually, yeah. Let me go to the mysterious place. Let's see if that changes anything. Hey, get out of here. We're just gonna leave. Oh no. Ducky. Now we're gonna leave. What's going on? Did I leave too quick? Hey, let me out of here. Oh no, he just wants me to see him. Okay. Yeah, we're getting out of here. And we're beelining it straight over here. Oh, what's that? Can I go back inside? All right, chat. Now it's time to see if anything changes. And away we go. Oh, can we not go down there after it appears? Oh, damn, ain't that convenient? That sucks. Oh, we're 14 minutes past water break anyway. All right. Well, thank you. But I guess it's about the time, isn't it? Get up, stretch your legs, go grab something to eat, go grab a snack, some water, and I will be right back. All right. What's up, nobile citizens? Did I not hit play on the music? Oh no, it's just really quiet. What the hell? I'm sorry, guys. Anyway, what we need to do is find another video to react to before we move on to our next game. So, let's see. Philippines make example of nuisance streamer now facing decades in prison. Are we feeling like a Rev video? Have we reached the point of we're watching more Rev? Or, hear me out. We find something a little funny. We always do spooky, terrifying, and mystery stuff. So, let's watch some clips. Watch some out of context clips. Right? That's Vettel. 15 minutes of unhinged VTuber clips. Is this suitable? It's homebound enough, right? Here, let me just and a boop. And a boop. And there we go. Let's appear on screen. You don't want any happy little accidents again. Those gonna suck. Alright. Bijou. It's Bijou! Okay, come on. I accidentally unplugged my headphones. Okay, hold on. There we go. Chibi. This is going to turn extremely difficult, isn't it?
Guess you could say I'm inbred.
All right, we're gonna gloss over that. I noticed it says unhinged VTuber clips, and like the first like 2 of the first 3 have been all chibi-doki. It's all chibi-doki, isn't it?
And I'll be talking about some of the ways living room gaming is better than ever. With a Samsung Q.
What?
The accusation that I am racist, I
am. Well, at least they're honest about it.
Hold R to use super ability. Yeah, I also know a button called ban that actually makes you disappear forever. That's crazy.
That is crazy. That is so crazy. Gimme.
I'm fucking the dog.
What? Huh? What? What? Huh? What?
I meant me. Oh
Oh my god. You know what? Maybe we should stick to more horror content.
my god! I meant me. No. Oh, maybe say that before.
Alright, are you fucking the dog or?
Dude, I'm sorry. It took a while for me to like realize what it said.
Oh, squirrel!
He's so cute.
It is so cute. Okay, so anyway.
Let me see your Let
What?
me
Huh?
judge
What?
you based upon your Let us look at your look at your Let us look upon your It's all I want. And judge your attractiveness. Just let me see your fucking the shape and the curve.
No. Alright, on to the next.
The veins of your
Oh no, it's still going. It's still going. It's still going. It's still going. What? Huh? What? Huh? What?
measure right here. We're gonna go ahead and measure your neck. For a choker, of course. Yes.
Oh,
A custom-made joke.
oh, your neck, your neck, your neck.
The radio will make for her favorite night. It's my hands. What the fuck? Girl, what the fuck?
Can you guys work on command?
Right. Of course, your neck, your neck, your neck.
No, I can't.
I can also do that. Hold on. Just not as fucking long. Jesus. Wait, that was a better one.
Queso tripped.
It feels good. It's like it scratches your pussy.
Yeah, you gotta force the air down.
Did you say thrust?
It scratches your throat.
Fucking. Who did
Pippa?
Who did Pippa inherit from to be like that? What do you mean? What do you mean?
To be like you?
Yeah, I'm. Who do I take after more?
The milkman?
Okay. You know who else takes after the milkman? My.
The fuck is wrong with you? Oh my god.
There's nothing wrong with that.
Kill?
What? What? Kill pretty people. Chat, am I safe? I don't know if I'm safe here. Accent camera, hold on. I don't know if I'm safe here, chat.
Calvin, only I'm allowed to bully Calvin! Only I'm allowed to bully Calvin, you motherfuckers! I'll fucking kill you and your whole families!
You hear this?
This is deranged? No, being a federal agent is deranged.
You hear that? Just lovely music in the background.
I chewed her power cords. And I'll do it again, bitch. I am the sex master, haver of sex!
Okay.
I'ma tell a joke.
I think that last one was a lie.
A joke? You want? Oh, because they're obsessed with my jokes. Yesterday I was trying to cheer them up, and then I started to make jokes, and they really liked it, and everyone felt immediately happier.
Here we go.
Why was the computer cold?
Why was the computer cold?
It's winter time and
No.
AC isn't on.
No. Because it left its windows open.
Okay.
That's pretty good.
That is pretty good.
That's a pretty good one.
Thank you.
Is this my
That was pretty good. That wasn't even unhinged. It was just a really good joke.
Exit? My exit's closed! Not anymore. Country road.
Take me home to West Virginia. you just gotta drive.
What?
Whoop Whoop
Pork. No.
Pork
No. No, it's a different word. No. It's no, wake up. No. PQRS.
Port.
Port.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Oh, she thought it was porn. that took me a second. Okay, never mind.
Died that peacefully after overdosing.
What? Huh? What?
Like foam in their mouth or something crazy. How do you know that?
Yeah.
Nobody dies that peacefully.
Nobody.
Yo, Artemis, you hungry? Artemis, you want some milk or something? You want here? Have some. There you go.
You have 2 minutes to explain yourself.
Oh my goodness. You know what? That's actually brilliant. He's fucking amazing.
I like how different members say my name.
Bijou.
She says it, Beeble, and then Ina says it, Beeb, and then Joy says Beebs, and then Marissa says Beeble, but also she says it Bijou sometimes.
It's Bijou.
The twins say Beeble, and then Fubuki says Beeble.
Like a robot.
And then Huckle's Bill says Kaoseki Beijou, and then Kyle goes Beijou.
This is busy.
Backshot roulette in real life.
What? Huh? Backshot roulette in real life? Can I play?
Tatini! Stop! Basta! Why you like this?
You said it. Hey, you said it.
It's my accent, okay? Blame my accent. I said B-U-C-K. Bookshot.
Backshot roulette.
Yeah, bookshot. Yeah. I hate you. How to spell bookshot?
Fuck yeah.
I'm not an eagle. I'm a big cat.
There's a difference?
Baby, you like that? Oh, I know you do. Except for Harambe.
Stuff Harambe, okay. I mean, if you insist. Do I have a zipper sound effect? I wish I did. Let me find one. Hold on, chat. It's only gonna take a second. No one will ever know. This is between me and you, chat. Zipper. This one? Nope. That's the right one. Let's try this one. Yep, I like this one. It's being added to the soundboard right now. We're just gonna have this one just tucked into our back arsenal, chat. And they'll never see it coming. Kicks out to Harambe, am I right? Anyway.
Be mine, truly mine. Oh, hello.
Oh, shit! Oh, no! Oh, no! Oh, bed? Yes!
Yes, yes, yes!
Yes!
I mean, you can't even sex me up any more than I already am, though.
Kermit? Hey, Kermit, is that you?
Jailbird, stop beatboxing. Can't you see I'm dying? Can't you see I'm dying? Hey.
I gotta go, Shadow. I just love Latinas.
Shadow the Hedgehog.
I gotta say, if the apocalypse or the rapture ever does happen, I want to go to like Walmart and just open all the Pokemon cards and stuff.
You know what? That's so valid, though.
Bomb, guys, I found it.
Who are you to scream for help and cry and tell me to stop when you're the one who trespassed on my property? You didn't listen when I said no trespassing, so why should I stop? When you say, no, please, don't kill me. Oh my God, have mercy. I have children at home. That's not my business.
Hey, handsome.
You know what? I 100% agree.
Yeah, if you beat me up, if you beat me to a fucking pulse,
Pulse?
break all of my ribs, if you cover me head to toe in bruises.
Shadow, 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 where are we going with this?
It's okay as long as you nurse me back to health. Stop!
Okay.
Getting pregnant! Stop! Stop pregnancy! Stop getting pregnant! Stop getting...
What if I say no?
Right now!
No, I don't want to. How about that? I'll get as pregnant as I want, goddammit. That sounds crazy out of context. Subaru. I know it's not good to look at boobs, but would one not enjoy? Okay, okay, okay.
I hope you're not tired out.
GG.
You think it's acceptable to start with 2? Yuri! Lesbian Wait. Shit, I said it wrong. Thespian legs?
Thespian legs? Wait, would you kill me if I point out your shirt is transparent when you wiggle?
I'm gonna kill you. I am actually gonna kill you. Hapada! Yay! I hope you had a good one.
Minecraft? No. Oh, no. Okay.
Yeah, Hapada! Yeah! This is gonna be a
There was no Minecraft then.
It's really large, but I think I can fit this in my mouth.
Crazy sentence, by the way. I just want to say, absolutely insane sentence. No, please take your time. Don't choke now.
It's really big.
That's what she said.
The gum is really big.
You're rating up a 10 out of 10, and she says her pronouns are he, him.
No.
What?
I love you. Now we shall kiss.
I have a drug addiction.
Blitz. What did you say, bitch? No!
Oh?
The cool girls are at. I heard there's cute girls in a tent. Can I see them?
That's a little menacing, Gigi. I guess if you will, we want to.
Gigi, tase them, Gigi.
Eat plastic and get hit by cars. Yeah, let's get hit by cars, babe.
I am crap. Just hide your face.
Well, I believe in the freedom of speech.
Freedom of speech.
Thanks. Chill.
No.
Bitch.
Hey.
Not Daddy love.
Why not? Daddy loves you so much.
I want to kill myself.
Oh. Yeah, you know what? That's fair enough.
Kids. Just like for a limited amount of time.
What? Huh?
Like a special
What?
special in a gacha game.
What?
You like kids in a
You like kids in a gotcha game?
No, don't say that.
Your friend comes out to you, how do you respond? I'm gayer.
I'm gayer. Honestly. That's so true, though.
For justice!
You gotta, here, you gotta grab him by the face, you gotta look him in the eyes, lean in, make it think you're gonna kiss them, you gotta lean past their lips, you gotta whisper in their ear, hey, I'm gayer than you. And then you gotta run off. You gotta run off and get, you gotta run off and interlope with the same sex, you know? Exactly how it was intended to be. What our founding fathers wished for when they looked on to that great American flag.
Okay, I have yummy. It's like the petting zoo.
Okay, continue.
When you get to feed the animals. Here we go. Yummy. 睡魔のレベルどれぐらいですか？睡魔レベルが10段階でやったかな。
Well, shit. Scream. Do it, coward. Do it, scream. Do it. Yeah, let's go. It's actually genuinely brilliant. Somebody punch you in the ribs? What the fuck? You're out of breath or something? What? Who took the life from you? What happened? Submit clips. That's the end of this. This was by, I think this is Catch Chise? Catch Chise. 15 minutes of unhinged VTuber clips. Honestly. Worth it. Every bit. Let's go to Clicky. Yeah, there we go. Alright, what's this next game we got? Let me look. I have no idea. See how much time we have left. We have about an hour left. And a click. And a click. Wait, no. This one here. Late accent. We're gonna do go to bed. Because honestly, what better to finish off the night than go to bed? Go to bed. Okay. Hopefully this isn't like. Yes, it's made with Unity. Yes, I'm aware of that. Wait, goddammit, not again. Hold on. Yeah, let me move this over here and open it on this screen so it can actually open correctly. There we go. Why'd it open over here again? He's making me upset. Hold on. Click that button and we click this one. Go to this screen and then we click it. Yeah, because if it opens up over here, then surely. Go to bed. Click. There we go. No, it just doesn't care. Hold on. I guess I'm just adjusting my screen. Live screen. Move you over here because you're all lovely. Wait. There we go. I have to adjust my actual screen instead of playing the game on my main one. Ugh, this is so annoying. Okay. Go to bed. Click. Situation A, subject A. What's happening here? Go to bed. Okay. Use. Oh. Lock window. Boom. Go to bed. Lights are off. Okay. Did you lock the front door? Hold on, let me edit the stream real quick. Airplane, go to bed. Go to. That's his key. Go. Here we go. Go to bed. You locked the front door? Yes, I did. Oh, wait, what? Huh? Ain't no. Yeah. See, I already did this. Ain't nobody getting in here. The window's locked. Lock the door. Close the window. You arm home securities. Oh shit. No, I didn't. Oh shit. Hold on. Wait, no. Wait, hold on. Oh shit. Okay. It is simple flaw. Alright. Still gotta go to bed. Nothing changed. We just gotta do more things now. Come on. We gotta close the window. We gotta lock the door. We gotta arm the home security system. Look at that. See? Easy. Oh, look at that. Now we go to bed. See, ain't nobody getting in. This bitch is an impenetrable fortress. Ain't nobody stepping foot inside of my innate domain. And he hit with the malevolent shrine. Did you lock the front door? Yes, I did. What if I say no? Even if I do it, what if I just say no? Did you close the window? Yes, I did. Close. Security armed. No way they're getting in this bitch. Well, shit. Hide the knives. No, I didn't. Ah. Yes, I can see why that would be an important thing to do. And I got it. Okay. It's fine. It's fine. We can just do it all over again. We gotta put it back. All right. See, we're gonna get this eventually. Open sesame. Hide the knives. Lock the door. Arm the system. Close the window. Close my door. I was gonna hit the lights. Let's go to bed. Alright, see, now there's actually no way they can do anything to me. See, watch this. You locked the front door? Yes, I did. Yeah, you ain't getting into this one, bitch. Close the window? Yes, the fuck I did. See? I don't know, watch him stumble. I got the knives. What are you gonna do about it now? Armor security system? Yes, I did. Yeah, we're gonna cut you up if you come in here and slice you a fucking new one. These claws ain't for show. Yeah. Yeah, that's what I'm fucking talking about. Well done. No one getting it. Next situation. Situation 2, subject B. Okay. So, okay, so all bunch of fuck shit again. For situation 1. So we just gotta make sure we check everything this time. Alright. Close. Fucking stuff. There's so much trash and beer. What am I, a crime boss? Door locked. Knives hidden. What else could there possibly be? You gotta see before we go to bed. Security system armed. Alright, we're safe. We're in the good. We're in the clean. Now we're going to bed. There ain't no way he's getting in this one either. First try this bitch. You secure the house? Yes? Are you sure? Yes. Good. Situation? Oh, okay. Subject C, go to bed. Huh? Where am I? Wait, how did I get here? Okay. What the hell? Ah, I see. I need to leave now. Locked, okay. It's so dark. My second monitor is like directly in front of my face. It's not making it any easier. Oh my god, that is a body. Okay. There's key. Come on, let's get out of here. Get out of here. Need to find a way out. Oh shit. Oh no. Locked, it needs a code. Oh shit. Okay. Maybe I shouldn't have locked the house up so good. Should I stick for the alarm before I try to crack it? It's on. Maybe I can cut the wire with something. And the knives are hidden. Put away anything useful. Well, maybe back downstairs. Okay. Well, this is... Why aren't you in bed? Okay. We're gonna do two things here. We're gonna play again. The first thing I'm gonna try to do is I'm going to try to just leave like the door unlocked or leave the security system unarmed. And a yoink. Yoink. Lock. Shut. Arm. Sweet dreams. Yeah, sweet dreams. And like... That's one door? Yes, I did. Alright, come on, come on, come on. Maybe I shouldn't leave like the door unlocked. Close the window. But I should like leave the knives out. And the next thing I'll do is I'll just go straight to bed. Yes, I did. See. Those are the police coming. We're home free. Now all I'm gonna do is the same thing. Situations. B. They just ask me if I'm sure I secured the house. What I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna leave the knives out this time. Everything but the knives. Okay. Lock. Arm. Close. But we're not gonna touch the knives. Lights off. The house secure? Yes. Are you sure? Yes. Good. Situation. Ooh, brilliant. Okay. It let me do it. Just let me do it. Okay. Huh? Where am I? How did I get here? Alright, so we're just gonna hurry up. We're gonna rush this down. Oh, I hate how dark this is. And the fact that my second monitor is directly in front of my face does not make this any better. Next time I get here, I'm just gonna just go straight to bed. Just see what happens. Find a way out. Yes, you do. The knives are still there. Lock needs a code. Lock needs a code. Window. I should check for the alarm before trying anything. Darn, maybe I can cut the wire with something. Use these to cut the wires. Yes, I can. I can escape out the window. Yes, we can. We're home free, baby. That's all it took. Now, the last little run around. We're gonna play the game correctly, and we're just gonna go to bed. We're simply gonna lay our ass down, go to bed. This simple game has brought out lock, drink, and a shoop, and a peep. We're going to bed. Door. Yep. Yep. We also hid the knives like a responsible young lad, and we armed the security system. Fun fact, when I was much younger, my parents used to hide the knives whenever it was bedtime. Because apparently I would do some like some highly odd things with knives. That's a story for another time. And just in case we can't go to bed, we're gonna leave the knives out again. And get into bed. This game is actually so much shorter than I thought it would be. Anything else? Yes. Are you sure? Also, was I right about the whole drug lord thing? Like the beer bottles and the trash bags everywhere? Or am I just crazy? Where am I? Go to bed? Go to bed. Okay. Or, hear me out, go to bed. Damn it, I can't go to bed. Alright, well, you know what? Win some, you lose some. Oh, I didn't realize the body disappeared. Okay. Okay, go to bed now. Just gotta check, No, I cannot. That was worth a shot. Close the door behind me like a responsible young lad. We get out of here. Beeline for the knives. We have to do it in order. Okay. Lock needs a code. Yeah. So it's just gonna be the same ending as last time. Hiding the knives. This is a fun little twist. First time you're doing it as. First time it's as like an actual person trying to protect themselves, and the second time it's by a person trying to kidnap you. I guess not trying to kidnap you if they successfully do it, huh? I mean, it is what it is. We've also extended into a break. And mainly because, yeah, there's like an hour left. We can do another video, then another short game if I have another short one. Or we could just do another game. Either or. I'll decide during the water break. And speaking of, make sure you get up, stretch your legs, get some water, and grab a snack. And just like that, I will be right back. I am not meaning to rhyme that. All right, Pookie Bears, I'm back. I clicked the wrong screen. Hold on. There we go. So I kind of just clicked on YouTube, and the first rev video I saw, I clicked on. I don't know why it bugged out there for a second. But yeah, I clicked on the first rev video I saw, and it's about a VTuber, so hey, you can never go too bad there. Rev and VTuber drama, I mean, not the other parts. Well, let's swap up. And you probably should add I should add like a transition animation over this, shouldn't I? Yeah.
Hey, what's up, guys? Rev here. So today we'll be looking at yet another example of a cancellation campaign backfiring horribly. Tell me if you've heard a story like this before, where you have a VTuber who is labeled problematic for typically nonsensical reasons, and then VTubers in the scene use that as an opportunity to virtue signal and mostly bully the individual for clout and attention. But then people look at the people attacking the so-called problematic VTuber and realize they're a bunch of Karens attacking someone over something completely nonsensical.
Unfortunately, yes.
The target of that cancellation campaign actually begins to get a lot of
Banana Juju
and new followers as
she's so cute.
Result. And that's exactly what we're going to be talking about today with this VTuber named Banana Juju, a monkey-themed VTuber.
Monkey.
From my own observations, has gone from about 3,000 followers to about 15,000.
That just activated a neuron in my brain. Monkey.
15,000 in only a few days, mainly due to a bunch of people trying to criticize and cancel them, and then in turn it backfires, and the VTuber actually has gained a lot of support.
Okay.
So this.
Oh my god, the model is actually so fucking cute. What the hell? I love the hair. Oh my god. The hair, the freckles in the eyes. I think I also have moon eyes for my model. Or is that banana eyes? I don't know, but they look cool.
This is the post that kicked off everything. You can see there's a lot of interaction.
Her model is so nice.
Views, 18,000 likes, but lots of comments and quotes, many of which are attacking this VTuber for cultural appropriation and racism. And they
and why?
They base that on the dreads this character has. Now there is.
You fucking serious? It's a joke, right, chat? I mean, surely not. Right? Like, surely not. We need to give Rev his own category on Twitch. But surely fucking not. It's so cute. How could anyone not like this?
There's a fundamental problem with a lot of the complaints people are making. Like, for example, they're saying the skin of this VTuber model is too white.
What do we do then? Make her black? That's no. Just fine.
Have hairstyles like this, which is odd because the solution to that would be making the monkey-themed VTuber black.
You know, now that you specify it as a monkey themed VTuber. I think that is much, much worse.
Is that how we're fighting the supposed racism? Yeah, very.
Yeah, no.
There were several viral tweets trying to call out this VTuber because of the hairstyle, but this is one of the examples of that we're going to focus on because it's relevant to the remainder of this video. So this is
so am I the only one kind of white model watching guys? Like, yes, because she's absolutely rocking those shits. What do you mean?
Individual said, so am I the only one uncomfortable with a white model rocking dreads? Like, yeah, I think you are the only one uncomfortable with this. This would backfire. This would get a lot of criticism, and you can see they turned off the replies eventually. But still, 5,000 likes in this tweet, plenty of support. But this is a very...
This is... Let me take it around. This is a textbook example of what I like to say is Twitter, everyone. Round of a fucking applause. Twitter, everyone.
Strange time we're living in where people just openly want to gatekeep hairstyles and tell people based on the color of their race or the race of their character, their skin color, what have you, that they can't have certain hairstyles.
Yeah, that's just fucked.
Owned by another group of people. That is a very crazy thing. We're not doing this in 2025 anymore. You know, we saw back in 2020, only 5 years ago, we saw a girl get...
Oh, wait. I mean, a Popeye's biscuit with no bev? It's not dry, which is really surprising. It's so good.
Doxed and sent threats because she had space buns on her Animal Crossing character because...
The fuck is space buns? Hold on, chat. Let me just... Space buns. Space buns? Like the Himiko Toga? What? You know what? Let's continue.
Skin color wasn't quite dark enough to have that hairstyle.
What?
Twitter. Like, times have changed. Nobody's putting up with this. And again, you don't see the same energy about this so-called cultural appropriation when it works in reverse. You don't see people like this calling out black characters or black people for having straight hair. They don't care about that. That's fine. But this goes too far. And unfortunately, this would get a lot of attention because of quotes like this. And eventually it got the attention of Asmongold, who would then react to this whole situation on stream. And you can see Banana Juju here making a response with a 9-minute clip from his reaction saying this: "The humble Jesus himself was once more seriously based. Thank you for your take. This is exactly why I do not explain or excuse myself towards racists or take a knee in front of them. We live in 2025 now, guys. Enjoy life and be a free spirit." There you go. Obviously, we're not going to play the whole clip here, but I just want to play.
You guys ever eaten cotton? Not like cotton candy, but like the actual cotton balls. Because I have. Let me just say, I understand why moths do it. It gets to a certain point where they're like semi crunchy. This has nothing to do with the video, by the way. Just like semi crunchy, and I like them.
Play a small 10-second.
Not safe to eat though, so I probably should stop doing that.
Part of this clip, you can kind of understand where his perspective was for the rest of this video.
And Vikings wore braids. It doesn't matter what the logic. No. You're trying to argue with her logically. This is not a logical person. The correct answer is, bitch, shut the fuck up.
Basically.
You know what?
You
Absolutely.
can't argue with any of these people. You can bring up historical examples. You can bring up their hypocrisy. It just doesn't matter. They're not going to change their minds.
That is the correct answer.
Very illogical. And you can see on the quotes for this tweet, and there is hundreds of negative quotes attacking Banana Juju as well as Asmongold's, where there's just no logic. There's no attempt at a counter argument. There's no attempt to work through anything these parties are saying. They're just attacking their character and making a bunch of ad hominems. That's pretty much all they're doing. So we can thank these people for at least providing us some free content for this video, because we're going to look through some of the most unhinged quotes on this tweet right here. So
yes, please.
Strong, in quotes. See, guys, I'm right. Hitler agrees with me. And
okay, carry on.
Quote. So again, typical Twitter behavior here. Everyone who disagrees with me is Hitler. We see this all the time. They want to basically dehumanize you and make it okay for people to treat you however they want because you're this awful, terrible person. And obviously we know this comparison is ridiculous. And then you look at the people posting this stuff. A 22-year-old she/it. Like, what are we doing here? Here's another one saying, congrats, not only are you tone deaf and racist, you also praised a piece of shit. Interesting. A lot of claims there, no actual counter arguments, no proof of anything, just a bunch of name calling and calling someone ist and phobe, all that stuff.
You know, I've been watching a lot of scammer harassment videos, which is all I'm going to call them because that's what they are, and they're fucking hilarious. They remind me of scammers when you figure out that they're trying to scam you. You're so angry out of nowhere. It's hilarious.
And again, you look at the people who are posting this stuff, and sure enough, she, they, it's. Like, we gotta pause for a second. What are we doing here? Like, we need a team of scientists to figure this out. Why are so many people calling themselves it? And also being incredibly angry about dissenting opinions online to the point of losing their minds. Like, this is something that is very strange. And if you want me to basically sum up the rest of the profiles we're reacting to,
yes, please do.
Them, all kinds of pronouns. It's a very weird pattern. It's just pattern recognition at this point. But let's continue on. This person said, all I read was, in quotes, thank you for your take, Hitler, end quote. Well, yeah, that's all you read because you're
illiterate.
Like, no, you've deluded yourself and you've
Let's see if we can find any of those letters. T, T, H, H, A. A, okay, I guess. N. Let's see. And okay, I can see it. Okay. Okay. Why are you? Okay. Four. T. All right. Now let's look for H. I. T. L. T. Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay. I can see it. You're a little dyslexic. Way too illiterate, but you're just a little dyslexic.
You've experienced so much brain rot that everyone who has a different opinion than you is Hitler. And it's completely ridiculous. For the reasons I said earlier on the last comment that was about this, these people are completely brainwashed to the point where everyone who disagrees with them is Hitler. You know what? It's kind of funny. They don't even use alt-right anymore because they've completely destroyed any meaning of that word. So now they're going to the extreme. They're just calling people straight up Hitler now, which is an act of desperation, if you ask me. But let's continue on. This individual.
Yeah, there are so many things you can call someone before Hitler, like fucking loser, dork, dweeb, geek, jackass, dickhead. So many things.
It says 200 comments, 800 retweets, 11,000 likes, and 1.2k bookmarks. Anyways, I hope they both get what they deserve. Smiley face. Huh. I wonder what they meant by
They deserve a lot of, subscribers and support, obviously. Big monies.
Okay, let's be honest. We know exactly what they meant by this. They hope something bad happens to these individuals in real life. But this person wants to insinuate it and protect their account because they don't want to lose it if they get reported. But, if you're going to resort to this kind of stuff, at least say it with your chest. Like, don't be a coward about it. Say it with your chest because this is clearly how you feel. But then after that, they say blocking and muting. Deuces. Yeah, this is not an airport. You don't have to announce your departure. Anyone who does this, who openly says, I'm blocking and muting you while responding to the person you're saying that to, this person just wants attention, and attention they shall receive. But some people are a little more direct in their threats.
Let me voice act this one out for you, Rev. I'm going to be sick, says Subarunovsky one time. I'm going to be sick. I saw it. Whoa! I did not read that ahead before I started voice acting. I'm going to be sick. As another VTuber referred to the villainous Rat King as Asmin Daddy. Whoa. There's no way. There's no fucking way. I refuse. This is some intense high-level troll. This can't be real. All the people involved in this course need to be tickled and kicked.
Tuber refer to the villainous Rat King as Asmin Daddy. There's no way. There's no effing way. I refuse. This is some intense high-level troll. This can't be real. All of the people involved in this post need to be tortured and game-ended. Yes, all over VTuber hair. People should now be tortured and game-ended.
Round of applause, everyone. Round of applause. This is just chef's kiss, a brilliant, beautiful even. My fucking God.
Nice. Let's move on to this one. They're just getting straight to the point now. God, it's always the whites. Yes, never.
Yes, okay. Yes, see.
When your opponent is an anti-racist, because they say the most out-of-pocket stuff. We'll see more examples of that right here. This VTuber saying, you know you're in the wrong when Asmongold agrees with you. Let's be.
God, Asmongold. Even your tabs are messy. Get a grip.
He's so for real. As you can see, no actual counter-argument, no substance to anything they're saying. And of course, you can see some of these comments this person's saying, this VTuber, and the people agreeing with them are so weird, bro. My God. And then they reply saying, non-black people telling her it's okay is the funniest part. Like, who?
I'm telling her it's okay.
Gave you permission to speak for them? Which is funny because I believe this individual claims they're Vietnamese. So they're shaming non-black people for having a opinion on this matter, but then they're doing the same exact thing to condemn what's going on here. Very interesting, but it's really not that deep when you really get down to it. You got a dollar store Uki Violetta here saying, can't be racist towards white people, but of course, someone like you wouldn't know that. Of course.
Oh, yes, of course.
I guess we disagree here. I think judging people and treating them poorly based on the color of their skin is bad, and we shouldn't make exceptions for that, but this VTuber disagrees and wants to justify racism towards a group of people
that's a VTuber.
Don't like.
Oh my goodness.
And you can see their attitude in general. I mean,
his mask off, no doubt for her. Benefit from right now. Okay.
Understood. Up white on these accounts is just filled with the most toxic posts you'll ever see. This is in response to another VTuber saying, coming from a whole ass white bitch, by the way. Again, the anti-racists are never beating the allegations. But let's move on here. Here's another one saying, I think I would genuinely game end myself if Asmongold was the one telling people I was in the right. Again, a very weak-minded individual. If you're going to harm yourself because someone you don't like shares some sort of an opinion with you, and again, you look at the bio.
That profile picture Carrie? Am I tripping?
30-year-old, they, them, drug positivity, straight edges, do not interact. This is the supposed normal person, right? Like, it's insane, dude. Moving on, here's a similar comment saying, if that nasty F agrees with you, then you should really take a look at yourself like, damn. I am sure
Asmongold has some base takes. It's fine.
I'm sure.
Should we read comments?
There's some opinion out there that you and Asmongold agree on. This is the dumbest argument to ever make. I'm sure there's things that both of you agree on. So you're just trying to do this to attack Juju, and it's just a very desperate attempt here. Here's another one saying, if blank ever agreed with a take I made, I would rethink that opinion. We're going to the Voldemort treatment.
Yes, because treating Asmongold like
they do something like that.
You know what? That's low-key kind of funny. Can I start using Asmongold's name like Voldemort? That would be so funny. He shall not be named. Yeah, I'm taking that.
Or they spell Rev with some alterations to it because they think I'm gonna like name search. I don't need a name search typically when there's trash opinions. They kind of find their way to you and you're gonna find it that way. I don't have to look up anything. So this is kind of a waste of time and it just makes you look crazy because you're afraid of speaking someone's name on the internet. But here's another individual saying, you know what? I take it back. F you.
Why? Edie Bunny, Timmy boy.
16 years old, he, they.
Okay.
I think you should be less concerned about the
get your grades up
of a VTuber and more concerned about doing your math homework.
Exactly. Get your grades up.
Dude. You can see the quality of the kind of user that is up in arms over what Juju had posted. Here's another individual saying, I was going to give her the benefit of the doubt, but not anymore. F off. Can we just ask, like, who are these people? They're basically like considering themselves like the arbiter of whether or not this VTuber is allowed to do anything in the community or if their behavior is acceptable or if they're allowed the benefit of the doubt. Like, who are...
Ever smacked someone with your brain? Oh, that sounds crazy. This is out of context. I lost track of the video for a moment because I was thinking the other day I was I wasn't paying attention to where I was going because I was walking backwards while speaking to one of my friends. And I went to dramatically spin around to walk the opposite direction to like show my distaste and smacked some poor lad with my fucking hand. And it was as because let me go ahead and say this now. I am 6'8" and I have braids going down my back. Like they stop like they stopped right at the end of my lower back before thine divine butt crack is my braids stop. And I spin around and I just I felt so bad.
Are these people, honestly? Then you have this individual saying, and there it is, the alt-right grift begins. This is literally how radicalization slowly happens.
What? Huh? What? Huh?
Y'all get too afraid to actually step back and look inwards under scrutiny and take faux validity from whoever blindly defends you. You know, people like this, it's just like what Asmongold said in that clip. It's almost impossible to argue with people because there's
they fuck you, bitch.
They have such an extreme and insane worldview, so detached from reality, so deeply that there's just no arguing with a person like this. I mean, nobody sane is saying stuff like this because someone defended a person getting harassed over their VTuber's hairstyle choice.
Asmongold stepped in.
The past few months, has been online AC Shadows canceled because of Black Samurai, because it's disrespectful to Japanese culture. Here's something interesting. The amount of gaslighting in just a few lines of text here is pretty insane. Asmongold was never trying to get AC Shadows canceled. He was not mad because there was a Black Samurai. That is completely missing the point and trying to goalpost shift. People are mad about Yasuke as a choice of the co-protagonist because he wasn't a samurai. They had to literally rewrite history in order to make him fit in this game, a game that they claimed was historically accurate. That's how they sold the game. And in order to make him a samurai, they had to trust one source, and that was a 400-page fan fiction written by a white dude who claimed with no evidence that Yasuke was a samurai, who vandalized the Wikipedia page of Yasuke to change it from a retainer to a samurai while using his own fan fiction as the source of those claims. That's how people were offended. Not to mention the infinite other disrespectful elements of that game that are targeting Japanese culture and history.
I actually haven't seen anything from Assassin's Creed Shadows. I haven't seen or played it except for one singular clip, and that was like Yasuke kicking this poor guy through a fucking house, and it was hilarious. But also, question mark, what's going on here? think some people just have, I'd say, the reading comprehension of worms, but there are such things as bookworms, so I guess those don't even matter.
But this is a insane misrepresentation of everything going on with AC Shadows and is completely irrelevant and shows these people don't even know why they're mad at Asmongold, or really anyone they're mad at. Many such cases, by the way. So then this individual says, this post has the same energy as Trump saying, very cool, thank you, Kanye. Okay, this one's somewhat funny. I'll give it.
Yeah, that's what it's kind of funny.
This is funny too. It's a funny point because right now on Twitter, like literally today, Kanye West is literally posting photos of himself with a swastika chain on his chest and other Nazi memorabilia. And I haven't heard one of these people talk about that. They have more energy for a VTuber's hairstyle choice than something like that they claim to hate so much. It's just very hypocritical, and I think that's something to observe here. But this is a good quote to end this video on. It says, girl gets shit on by racist gatekeeping a hairstyle, gets defended by Asmon, girl sides with Asmon, oh my god, she's racist for endorsing Asmon. What did you expect after attacking her like that? And again, if you don't like people like Asmongold, you're pretty much leaving them looking for the support of people like him. You attack this person, you call them a racist, you say they're culturally appropriating the hairstyle, you threaten them, you harass them, you do all these horrible things.
You ask them to be
someone who's a very large content creator shows some defense for them. Of course they're going to appreciate it. Like, what do you mean? You are literally, if you're trying to get people away from those evil people like Asmongold, you should stop being so mean to them in the first place over complete nothing burgers.
Exactly.
Virtue signal at people on Twitter for clout points. That's all it is at the end of the day. But that's going to do it for this video. I will put a link to their Twitter account in the description. Go give them a follow if you want to check out their content. I like seeing these things.
You know what? Banana Juju. Banana Juju. But what is this? I come here to say hello, and you greet me with this? Oh, it's a beach ball. Okay, never mind. That was something else. All right, never mind. We're out of here. Quick, flee, 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 flee. We've never seen this before. It's never happened. All right, we're out of here. Again, ending 20 minutes earlier because we literally don't have anything left to do for today. This is my music, by the way. If you'd come back. All right. Wonderful stream today. Tomorrow, I think I'm gonna try to stream Overwatch again. Last time I tried doing that, it wouldn't even load, and it was painful and pressing. However, yeah, we're gonna raid Twilight again because Twilight is live, and Twilight is my friend, and I love Twilight because Twilight is awesome. No one will ever tell her that I said that because no one is sure. And yeah, goodbye, booners, tuners, and gooners, and I will see you tomorrow. Oh, this new streamer said it was gonna kick my ass, isn't it? Oh, I was like.